guys, me Sask3, and I'm here today to actually make a bit more of a serious video. And that's because I know a lot of people, everyone actually, they go through bullying. And in this day and age, it's more so cyberbullying that people have an issue with. So I'm going over today about the importance of ignoring. You've probably heard it said 1,000 times by adults. You know, you say someone's bullying you, they'll say just ignore it. Which, to be honest, they just tell you that and you're like, just ignore it. Thank you so much for your help. To be completely honest, I was that person, and not until recently I realized the importance of it. And I do want to explain to you people out there why it is so important to ignore the haters. And I'm not talking just like ignore what they're saying, but don't respond. Now, before we get into the bulk of this video, I'm going to be discussing this book. It's The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. I am almost finished reading it, but mainly the part I'm going to be talking about is chapter 8. Because there was someone who had a situation and he had to learn to ignore it. Now, I already see some of you going, this is going to be a bunch of bull, but hear me out. I know some people say ignoring a problem never fixes it. That may be true if it's a leaky sink, but if it is an actual another human being, no. Ignoring them will fix the problem. This is not in all cases, but I have found, even with myself, that it works, and I will be going into my own experience with this after I talk about this for a little bit. People say that bullies, all they want is just a reaction. I'm going to say this, a lot of times bullies feel justification. I don't think all of them are looking for a reaction. You know, there are some people out there that are. I'm not going to deny it. I've dealt with people that are just doing it for the reaction, the lulz. But there are some people who feel justified for their actions, and they're not doing it for a reaction. Justification is one of the big issues with bullying, because if someone does something to you, or, I was trying to give an example here. If someone is going through and disliking your videos, you may feel justified to go to their channel and say, will you stop disliking my videos already? It's getting really annoying. Now they might feel their actions of disliking your videos are justified because maybe you had a little spat with a friend of theirs, or perhaps you've known them before and things just didn't go well. Maybe you were going to do a trade with them and, you know, you backed out or they backed out. No matter what, even if a fight is their fault, they can feel justified. You've probably heard this before too. You know, when people say, you're letting us take control of your life. Because you know what? The more it goes on, the more you think about it. The more people make posts about you, the more you want to check up and see what they're saying. And I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to ignore it. Because I've had that done to me before. Maybe those people, they aren't intending to hurt you. Or maybe they are. Maybe they just feel justified that if you get hurt, oh well, you deserve it. Maybe they're thinking that. The thing is, if you counter their threats or their actions or anything, like say with the dislikes, that if you start disliking all their videos, what do you think that's gonna do? Oh, let me ask you this. What do you think it's going to make them do? They're certainly not going to leave. It's taking control of their life just the same way it's taking control of yours. You probably got to keep disliking the videos because they're feeling justified. You're disliking theirs, they'll dislike yours. Now, going back to this book, in chapter 8, now this is all true stories, by the way. In chapter 8, it does talk about a man, Mike, who meets a younger man, Tommy. And, you know, Tommy's got a lot of persistence and he wants to go into business. And Mike agrees to, you know, talk with him about it at his office. Tommy comes and he takes everything Mike says as a promise. Mike really isn't interested in the deal, and Tommy gets really upset thinking everything was a promise. So he starts calling and calling. Finally, Tommy calls and says he's sorry, he apologized. Then a couple days later, he sent a letter asking for a reference. Mike doesn't want to sign it, so he lets Tommy know, I'm not comfortable signing this letter. Tommy calls back saying, no need to respond to this, but you're a jerk. Just thought you should know. It turned to a lot of things, and, Mike kept responding to the messages. And it became threats against his family, all this and that. And, Tommy called the police and told him to go over there and make him stop calling me. Tommy actually just got worse after the police visited and sent more messages, which ended up in Mike being Mr. DeBecker's office. Because the temptation Mike had to respond to all of Tommy's messages was too strong, what they did is that they hooked up the answering machine to the office, and they let Mike hear the recordings from the people he actually wanted to see, but took out all the ones from Tommy. They said they'd contact him if they felt he was in an actual, real danger, and it wasn't all just talk. Sure enough, all this subsided. The pursuer had stopped. Now I said I'd go into my own personal experience with this. Well, I have had experience, and you guys know sometimes I've taken actual action, like disabling my comments. Point being, I ignored the problem. After I disabled my comments, of course, the group, they made fake channels. They tried to start drama between me and some other girl. And you know what? I wasn't going around saying, like, take down this channel before I report it and make YouTube take it down for you. Because they're not going to take down the channel. Okay, they're not going to. So why would I waste my time telling them that I'm going to make somebody take it down for them? What would that do? If by some chance YouTube took down the channel, what would they lose? Nothing. That channel is just there, and that means they provoked me enough to take it down. Instead, what I've done is I just go around, if I see the channel, then I'll report it. I don't make a big deal out of it, and I'll check to see if YouTube took it down. Most of the time, though, I found that they don't. Point being, a while ago, I was really hated by this certain internet group, and you know what? I just stopped responding. I didn't do anything. I reported, I saw something, and I reported it. I didn't respond to it. And you know what? Eventually, it took a while, a while, but they stopped. They still really hate me and all that, but you know what? They're not doing anything about it. Because I'm not one provoking them or making them feel justified for any actions. I'm also not giving them a response. It's hard, it really is. But you know what? If you really can't resist the urge to respond to all of this, then maybe you should take a quick break from YouTube or whatever social media account you're getting bullied on. Like if it's by a group and it's constant, take a break. Cool off, like just for like 2 weeks. And when you come back, you'll probably see it's going on still, or maybe it stopped. But you might have had the chance to clear your head and figure out, hey, I don't need to get involved in this. I'm not saying you should ignore it and that it won't hurt, because that's not true. What I am saying though is don't respond. Another experience I had was over the summer, and there was this stuff, and simply put, there's posts being made by everyone, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and directed at each other. We never said each other's names, okay? But it was obvious it was about us. My thoughts were, she's making these posts about me, let me give her a taste of her own medicine. You know, no one's gonna get hurt because I'm not saying her name. I'm not going around saying that this person's doing this or that. I'm just kind of letting her know. Of course, I didn't stop to think of it. You know, I asked some people for help and what to do, and they said ignore it. I thought, like, that's gonna do anything. Until, you know what, I got sick of everything. I got really sick of all of it. I wanted to vent, so I vented to some friends, and when I wanted to make a post, what I did is I turned it to private, so only a select few people could see it. And you want to know what happened? I started making fewer posts about it. And so did she. Months later, she doesn't even remember it happened. I think mainly it was a loss of interest. You know, she checked my posts to see what I was saying, because she might have felt justified saying, look, she's saying this about me, so I can make a post, you know, say what I know about her. You know, just not say her name. So, you know, no drama. And I saw her post and I was like, wow, she's doing all this. That makes me really, really mad. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make a post about it, but I'm not gonna say her name. Just kind of, you know, hint around to what she's doing. Maybe she'll get the message. It went back and forth like that for a while until we both slowly just stopped. It was a loss of interest, getting sick of the battle. And if you really feel the need to defend yourself, just keep this in mind. Sometimes you may win the battle, but you'll lose the war. Now let me ask you this. Would you rather lose a fight or lose yourself? Because you can get so dragged into a fight or an argument or whatever that really takes over your life for months. I know because I've been like that. I've done it. And I wish I knew then what I know now. Not defending yourself against a bully is not letting the bully win. It's not backing down from the fight, or it's not cowardice. It's you. It is you saving yourself from a lot of things that you know will just escalate. I just want you to think on this for just a moment. Just a moment. Someone leaves a hate comment, and you respond to it. They leave another hate comment, and another, and you respond to it. What do you think is going to happen? You think they're just gonna magically stop? And if you stop responding, what do you think they're gonna do? Keep going at it? Probably. Forever? No. Okay, I just want to end with a little bit about this book real quick. If you don't mind me saying that, no, I'm not sponsored. But this book, it tells you a lot about survival signals and just little things. It's a very good book for protection. It is mainly catered towards women, but I can see that would be helpful to men too, because it is teaching you how to use your instincts and all that. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling because my battery's dying and I'm cold out here. Just remember, stay safe, and there's nothing wrong with protecting yourself by being silent. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.